bloody door. All right, so my producer's visiting me in the UK, and I'm showing her all the wonders of Tesco and the Co-op and all that. And I saw out of the corner of my eye this. You can zoom in on it. Yeah, okay. It's Coca-Cola limited edition Oreo flavor. And I thought, wow, why don't I try it for a video? Because we're really busy with videos and we thought, well, we got to do something for patrons, and what if we just do a funny thing like this? But the thing about noticing that there are Oreo branded things that are not Oreos, okay, have you heard of the Bader-Meinhof effect? Well, now that you've heard of it once, you'll hear it everywhere, and that's actually what the effect is. It's like if you drive a red car, you'll just notice every time there's a red car that looks exactly like yours, and suddenly you'll see it everywhere, and it's almost like half the country drives the same car as you, and it's really strange. The thing about noticing Oreo-flavored things is suddenly you realize there are tons of tie-in products with Oreos in them that you'd never noticed before, and they're everywhere, and there's way more than you thought. I was hoping you would. I was talking more to give you leeway to go get to.
I was like, I can't interrupt him.
I was filling time so that you could reach for the.
No.
So the thing about noticing one Oreo branded thing is that all of a sudden it turns out there's like millions of them. So we'll go around the store. I'm like, oh wow, an Oreo branded thing. Isn't that weird? And Kat's just like, but what about these? It's Oreo bites, Oreo flavored chocolate. What about that? I'm like, oh, this is. There's more work involved in this than I thought. Oh, Oreo flavored Milka? What's going on there? What was it? Oreo wafer rolls? Oh, there's a different kind of Oreo Milka that's bigger and like has different stuff in it based on the packaging. There's fucking Oreo cereal, Oreo O's.
I'm sorry, I'm so bad at doing.
There's Oreo donuts, which are extremely out of date. This Oreo protein bar that Kat threw it once at me already, and it hurt my finger a lot because it's like it hits like a brick.
Sorry.
There's these. What are these, like Vietnamese Oreo Sokola pies? I don't even know what these are. There's multiple flavors. There's multiple flavors of the horrible protein bar. Ow! There's Dairy Milk Oreo. They've got different chocolate companies, probably all owned by the same fucking guy, obviously, and they've all got Oreo flavored chocolate. There's fucking Oreo Lunchables, presumably to compete with Mr. Beast's fucking poison soup box. And look, so we've got two different kinds of these wafer rolls that you didn't even know you wanted one of. What initially in my head was, let's do a funny video that's just like, here's a 2-minute video of me trying this funny looking Coke, because that'll be funny, because I kind of have referenced drinking weird energy drinks before. And then in the span of 1.5 shopping trips, it became, okay, let's just eat all of these and review them or something. They probably wouldn't release bad products. That's not how it works. They'd probably be fine.
Also, it's not an energy drink.
Did I say energy drink?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, okay.
No, I mean,
yeah. Well, it's not an energy drink per se. In fact, it's got 0 sugar in it, but my brand is that I drink weird drinks. So like this is kind of like that. You know, the Carabao is like that. This is like that. It's not energy drink. You know, I hired a producer to help assist me, and all she's done is throw hard chocolate bars, the corner of which keeps hitting the same finger, and tear apart the premise of the video. So you're fired. Yeah, oh man, my favorite energy drink ever is called, it's like a brand of Monster that you can only find in weird corner shops, at least in my experience, and it's called like Monster Assault. And it's got like tactically colored. It tastes really good and strange. By the way, this isn't my original lab coat. I left the lab coat in America and forgot to bring it back with me. It's just on the floor in Kat's apartment somewhere. We bought an exact duplicate of the lab coat I got 5 years ago and tried to like burn it identically.
I think we did a good job.
It's a really good job. It feels just like home. I can feel the itch on my shoulder from wearing the original exactly the same, from where the crispy burned bits are like digging in. It's great. Oh yeah, I can't wait to get that against my skin. Just for the record, the shot is level. That is just how I put it up. That's just how it looks. You saw me put it up in another video. You know.
You know, people can they can draw a line on the screen if they wanted to.
Yeah. The camera's vertically aligned. There's a spirit level in the tripod. It's not Cat's fault. But another thing I wanted to sing the praises of is this can opener. There's a YouTuber who's really good called Technology Connections, and he talks about technology. He has more subscribers than me. You've heard of him. He did a video about a fun kind of can opener that, like, de-lids the can instead of just like ripping into it and leaving a bunch of stab marks. And I thought, ooh, maybe I could use that to open the Coke Zero and drink it like that, because that'll be more fun than just, you know, pulling the tab. Wow. I'm always thinking of ways to add value to my video. Cat's laughing at me. I'm not trying to be funny. This is my process. I got one of these already and pressed it in just like to see if it fit at all, and it went shh, and like that one is now flat. So we had to get another one to do this. But here we go, I'm gonna do it. It's certainly not designed to be opened like this, but it will. I know it will. This one, I see, it worked. You just have to hold it with like 3 different points of contact. On normal sized cans it works perfectly, and I highly recommend this can opener. I don't think it was designed for pressurized cans in this size, as you can probably tell, but it's working, you know, so it doesn't look like it did anything, but that's the beauty of this can opener. Look. Wow! Don't do it with pressurized drinks though, or you'll get it all over your Mega 64 branded sweatpants.
Wow.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's not sharp at all.
I thought you were going to cut your mouth on it.
Yeah. The Technology Connections guy, who I just believe without checking, insists that it doesn't create tiny bits of metal that go into the food that you eat, and which then goes into your balls when you eat it, you know, like microplastics. It's completely safe, and I believe him. I genuinely wish I ate more canned food because it's so fun every time. Like, ooh, I'm opening the can in a fun way. It's, you know, you've got to, if you don't force your life to have childlike fun in it, if you don't inject that in, it doesn't happen for free. I choose to live my life like this, and it brings me joy. You can laugh, but that's because you are afraid to live. So, limited edition Oreo, here we go. It smells like shit. It smells like vanilla scented shit. It's horrible. It's actually horrible. We spent like a week prepping for this. We got all this extra stuff to do a whole thing based on me finding this and going, wouldn't it be funny if we just review? It smells terrible. It's really bad smelling. Did you ever try the Red Bull flavored Coke?
No.
This reminds me of that, where it's like, it has like the general vibe of Coke.
Wait, is it Coke flavored Red Bull? Or...
I think it was Coke flavored like Red Bull, but it could have been, I don't even know anymore. It didn't sell very well and everyone forgot it existed, and now no one even remembers which, apparently. It's like Coke, but it just has this sharp... It does actually taste like how I would imagine a drink made out of the white stuff in Oreos tastes like. It's like horrible. Does that taste like anything you've had before?
It feels like a ghost of an Oreo. I would drink this.
Did you like it? Oh no, all my cred. You know, my angry critic energy of like, oh, this fucking sucks, oh, it's been ruined. Or you can have this if you want, you know. You can drink this while you film me, because I'm not having any more of that.
Thank you.
I don't like it.
Really?
I don't know what it is. I think...
Do you like Oreos?
I like Oreos, and I like the white stuff. I do the thing where you open them and eat the white stuff off. You scrape it off with your teeth, and then begrudgingly eat the rest of the Oreo, because what else are you going to do? They're like a nicer version of bourbon creams, which are the thing like horrible biscuits everyone in the UK has.
I really like it.
That's really embarrassing for me.
It's too bad he fucked up the other can.
And they don't make them anymore, they're gone! And I spilled it all over the table. There's a new stain to go with the other stuff. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It does taste like the white goo, but in a drink. Like, I can tell that it's Oreo flavored. Like, if you gave me to that, I might even say, that tastes like the white stuff from Oreos, but in a drink. Maybe it's because I like Oreos enough that that's, like, weird.
Hold up to the camera like a makeup artist with
Oh, yeah.
your hand back, like...
Dairy milk. Dairy milk Oreo. It's just, we put Oreo in dairy milk. Do you like Oreos? Do you like dairy milk? Well, now it's neither. If you like one thing, you like another thing. You don't need, maybe Freddy doesn't need to fight Jason. Maybe they're better as separate franchises. Maybe the crossover killed 2 franchises. You ever think about that? It just looks like, Marsh. It looks like it does look like chocolate with an Oreo in it. Like, they're correct. It's weirdly crunchy. Oh wow, she caught it. That was actually really good. Does it taste like an Oreo?
No.
No. It tastes like...
Chocolate.
Yeah. It's very unsatisfying. I would eat it though. I will eat all of this chocolate. I feel like we should give things a score, but how do you score something? Is it the actual taste of the product? Is it how Oreo-y it managed to be? It's not Oreo at all. They lied to me.
You could have 2 scores. You could have how Oreo is it, and how good is it?
How Oreo is it? How original thing is it? Like that. The Oreo Coke is kind of Oreo, not very Coke, and bad. As you probably saw when Kat was throwing the chocolates at me, that was dairy milk. But then there's a separate chocolate brand in the UK called Milka, which I think is nicer. And they also have an Oreo tie-in. Let's see if these are, how similar these are. It's exactly the same, although just from the way the chocolate is designed, I feel like there's more cookies and cream to chocolate ratio. It's exactly the same, but the chocolate is Milka. Yeah. Last time I threw it short and she ducked and caught it. This time I threw it directly into her hand and it bounced off and she dropped it.
I just spilled soda all over my...
And she spilled soda all over my nice chair.
No, where it got all over me.
All over you. Oh, that's all right then. Luckily, I'm wearing the Mega 64 sweatpants today.
Okay, so then what's the ranking?
Same tier, but above. So, I would eat those, and I like it. I like Milka more than dairy milk. But that's not all. If you thought that was frivolous enough having 2 very similar Oreo-themed chocolate bars, probably made in the same factory, we saw this. And initially I thought, Kat, there's a limited budget for this. Like, my accountant, they're getting wise to my purchases. I can't just keep buying chocolate. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get audited. And she was like, no, look on the box. It's different. The contents are different from the cross-section on that chocolate. How are you so perceptive that you noticed that? Oreo Milka Max, which I thought was just a designation of size of bar, but it looks different. It looks like there's actually a piece of the Oreo biscuit in it. That's kind of exciting. I don't like how much of this video is me struggling to open chocolate bars. Holy shit! It actually is. There's an entire layer of... There's an entire layer of Oreo biscuit with just a little bit of the cream. Oh man, I'm actually excited to try this. Oh, it's actually really good. Here. No. It's like eating one Oreo biscuit surrounded by cream and then surrounded by Milka, which is the best chocolate. That is really good. I came into this hoping to be cynically against all of it and that it would all be terrible, laughing at the prospect of there being 3 kinds of Oreo branded chocolate. But that's actually really good. That's going on my top tier. That is a chocolate snack that I would want. They're gonna pull these from sale in a week probably, and I'll be missing this for the rest of my life. This is good. I don't like being I enjoy products, but this is good. We do a lot of really bad things all over the world. So you would expect that some products are actually good, right? We've done so much for them, surely. And this is all right.
Honestly, this is a good compliment. I think I should keep drinking.
Do you want me to try it with the thing?
Honestly,
So I wasn't Oreo maxing. Like if you live the Oreo lifestyle, it's a good compliment.
No, it's accentuating the Oreo experience. I like it more as it...
The pathetic Oreo aftertaste goes down smoother when you already have Oreo chunks rotting your teeth.
It's good!
I'm gonna use the GoPro filter to you have the D-squeeze for fisheye lenses. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna use a little bit of that to sort of, move my sort of... this lens, it's a little bit fisheye. You can't tell from the background, but it's a little bit fisheye. I don't know if any of you have had wafer rolls. I don't think these are normally a product that has this isn't an Oreo version of something. I think this is a generic type of sweet that Oreo have gone, oh, let's make one of those and put our logo on it. I really like them. They come in a jar, and what they are is they're just a little wafer stick, but inside is chocolate.
Okay, tap the box.
I remember once I listened to an ASMR guy and he was reviewing movies while holding the box, and I was really sleepy and relaxed, and then he started giving a positive review to Jurassic World, and I it woke me up. Oh no, I think it might have been Indiana Jones 4. It kind of sounds like you're riding a horse. That's how they would do if they remade Monty Python and the Holy Grail now. They have a little box. Basically, these to me are normally a thing, a slightly more upper class sweet that I would have on special occasions if I was visiting someone who had more money. And then I would eat a ton of them and run away without them knowing. So, oh wait. These don't have anything in them, they're just sticks. There's no chocolate in them. What's the point?
Gotta crunch that into the mic. I think people would love that or hate that.
These taste oh man, Nesquik? There was a Nesquik cereal. There was little chunks of just chocolatey, dust. You would crunch them. And if you ate a lot of them, you would sort of, when you breathed in, you would have this taste. The taste would fill you of it's chocolatey nothing. It tastes like that. The fact that there's nothing in here, there's no goo, there's no delicious praline chocolatey liquid inside. The advertising literally is look, there's goo in there. There's delicious goo, and there's no fucking goo. It's just nothing. It's a straw. You could probably, okay. Maybe the reason I don't like the Coca-Cola Oreo is because I haven't drank it the intended way. It did actually improve the taste. These are really disappointing because I had in my head a really nice kind of sweet that I don't have very often. And I thought, ooh, this is nice that they make these. But the fact that it's just the rolls, just the wafers. Fuck. It just doesn't taste at all like an Oreo. It's just Oreo themed. I thought these would be Oreo flavored. Or or have some, get the key taste of the Oreo in them.
I really love it.
They are nice, but I have to dock it points for it's a lie. It's not what it said it would be. It doesn't taste at all like an Oreo. I'm opening another one in case there's we had a defective packet or something. Oh fuck, this! I'm going to vacuum the floor later. No, it's nothing. It's just But apparently, this shit is popular enough that there's another one. There's a different flavor of the fucking wafers. So these also don't have goo in them, despite also advertising goo. Bad evening for goo lovers at the H-Bomb household. Also, now it's not even I get if something's successful, you do another flavor. But what part of this stick screams Oreo? With the chocolate version, it's successfully transmogrified back into the original product it was before they made an Oreo version. This is probably what they actually made in the factory that Oreos, whoever owns Oreos bought. And they were ooh, we could make the stripes white and call it Oreo. Wow, we could sell it. And then, you know, then they're like, but we still have this, you know, half the factory isn't converted. We'll just sell chocolate versions of it. Like, what? It's like the Jackie Chan movie, Armor of God, where the sequel came out first in America. Armor of God 2 Operation Condor came out first in America as just Operation Condor. And then when the original came out, it was called Operation Condor 2 Armor of God. This is like that. This is the Operation Condor of wafer rolls. Because this is just whatever the factory they stole originally was.
You said, you know, the Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah.
And then you gestured towards me.
I just thought you knew movies. That wasn't like a... I wasn't doing a thing.
Give me chocolate.
Yeah.
I would not be able to tell this is Oreo.
Yeah.
The other one I could, probably. I don't like this. I like this much less.
This tastes even more like the Nesquik cereal I was talking about.
If somebody blindfolded you
Yeah.
and force-fed you them, would you know they were Oreo?
I mean, I'd have a great time either way, if, but no, I would have no idea. So
Okay.
complete loss in the Oreo department. Okay, in the taste department, they're good enough that if I was visiting my aunt and she was like, you know, I visited her so that she could tell me about, you know, how she doesn't wear a mask on a plane anymore, and she had these, I would eat them. In fact, I would eat as many of them as possible, as a form of protest. I don't like arguing, you know, with my family members who I don't get on with. I just eat all their food when they're not looking and leave. So yeah, there's just that, but worse. And even more disappointing because the boxes both just lie. It's horrible. Did we get a defective goo-less wafer rolls? What is that? You're paying for just air when you buy these. Like, it's just a box full of like 6 empty sticks. So now we got this. Cadbury's here, they make, you know, chocolate, and some of the chocolate goes in bags. I'm assuming this is just going to be a bite-sized version of their other chocolate, a bite-sized version of this, which is already pretty bite-sized. Like, you can just put a small cube of it in your mouth. I don't know. I guess they're more like shareable, you know? They're more like hand-holdable. You know, you can be like, oh, would you like a thing? Whereas, you know, if you take a whole bar and, you know, your relatives watch you slowly snap it into a little cube and then offer it to them, they'd be like, I don't, you've touched that a lot. Whereas with this, you can be like... The chocolate to cookies and cream ratio is way different, to the point where that is actually quite nice. See how great they are? I can be like, do you want one?
You know what
Actually-
this reminds me of? Hershey's Cookies and Cream.
Fun fact, Kat organized all the Oreos into a cute little display. Meow. But she hid a Hershey's Cookies and Cream in there like a little imposter. Wait a second. What the fuck is this?
I was using it to hold up the other Oreos.
The Mama Milk, the Big Mama Milkies one is the best so far. And it's also the most Oreo themed. The question then is, if you find something you like in this, do you get used to it? Do you eat as much as you can so that you don't regret not eating it until it's gone? Or do you not eat it because if you like it, you know, you're screwed because it'll disappear? Or do you learn how to make, you know, it yourself? You know, what do you do? Gotta wash my mouth out a little bit after getting wafer dust. I'm like breathing it. I need a liquid to like wash it down. Oh, it tastes like something I've had before and I don't know what it is. No, it tastes like a bad drink I've had before and I hate. Oh my God, hold on a second. It tastes like a less sweet version of Monster Assault, my favorite. And I think the fact that it's like Monster Assault, if it went bad, this is how it would taste. That's really throwing me off. So this might taste good if you've not had a superior drink. So for this one, I'm gonna need my gamer bowl. Eat, sleep, game, repeat. I don't know when I got this, but I love it so much. And when you're finished, it says game over. But I got this bowl because these.
Yeah!
Which Kat was quick to tell me exist in America and she loves eating. So I'm excited I was just before talking about that Nesquik cereal, right? I'm assuming this is going to taste like that Nesquik cereal will. The ratio of white stuff to the rings is, it's probably meant to be like there's half as many, you know, like in an Oreo, so that, you know, you can do this. Right? Oh, it's like Oreos, but the ratio is slightly off, so there's about 12. Anyway, the main reason Kat pressured me to make this video tonight was so that she could start eating the cereal, because it's just been staring at her in the box. So I'm just gonna eat this. Okay, yeah, this does taste similar to the Nesquik cereal. I think the Nesquik's whole thing was that like it was good with milk, because Nesquik originally is like it's like a milkshake drink. After having eaten Crave, I've eaten the apex of chocolatey cereal. It's just a cereal with chocolate in it. So this doesn't have quite the same kick to it to me. But as far as like very sugary cereal you shouldn't be eating goes, it's very good. I like it. Does this taste like Oreo to you?
It tastes like a shade of Oreo.
Like a shade of Oreo.
I liked Oreo O's not because they tasted like Oreos.
Yeah.
I liked them because they didn't taste like Oreos. In fact, I think the reason why I like the wafers and I identify them with Oreo is because they taste like Oreo O's to me.
Really?
Yeah.
It's really funny. These are quite nice. They're not at all like Oreos. The fun thing about them is kind of the branding is kind of cute. Like Oreo O's is it's like a funny joke to have them be O's. Oreo O's, it's funny. Children's cereal tends to be like bright colors or just be like the default color, like what a whole grain looks like or whatever. So to have the cereal be like pure, like black, like dark black is like, there is something like looking at it in a bowl. It's like, ooh, that's like ominous. Like that's kind of fun. And I like the white things, they don't really add much. They're not like the Oreo white stuff, which is a shame. It'd be delicious. But they add to like the visual palette of the like, it's just breaking up the monotony of this dark substance that you're eating from. Visually, Oreo O's are the most interesting looking cereal, I think.
Do the white taste different from the rings?
They're basically the same, but slightly less chocolatey, I think. But they add so much to it visually.
They didn't used to have them. It used to just be the rings.
It used to just be the rings. We see, this is it. I think they added it because visually...
Normally, people put milk in their cereal.
Well, those people are wrong. A, milk is disgusting. Milk is terrible. B, I've always eaten dry cereal as a kid. To me, cereal is a hand food. You don't need a spoon. You know, you them one by one like a psychopath. No, I do normally eat cereal with a spoon, but I just would never put milk in.
That's even weirder.
But just like a spoonful of...
Dry cereal? What's the point of the spoon?
Oh, you don't get your hands dirty. All right, well, if I don't have any milk, but...
No.
It's horrible. Do you want to try it? She's just putting the Oreo O in her mouth and then taking a sip. She just visually... She just recoiled. She went... What's your opinion?
I don't think these are improved.
Oh, of course, the box says new improved taste. Yeah, remember, you know the joke, new and improved. How can something be new and improved? Bleh. And the solution the cereal companies came up with was to remove and. So now it's new improved taste. Doesn't really make a difference.
Well, I would actually rather old and improved taste.
Yeah, same old. It tastes like how you like it. Well, this is the thing about New Coke. New Coke did taste better than regular Coke in short, in taste tests. But when you're drinking a drink long term, New Coke did not taste good to keep drinking. People just didn't drink as much of it. So like the short term testing they did ended up making them go with a version of Coke that was way worse, and they had to go back. And now, even worse idea, they're like, oh, let's make it Oreo flavored. These fools.
Can we order a pallet?
A pallet?
A pallet of Coke Zero Oreo.
No. And that'll be what like Rick and Morty season 60 is about. It's like, Morty, we have to go find the Oreo O's.
Is that your impression of just Roiland?
Morty, you have to You have to pick me up from the courthouse. Morty, I made my girlfriend keep her braces on for years. They're canceling me, Morty. Morty, they won't let me voice act in...
Did you rank it?
No, but I wasn't done doing my impression of Rick.
Sorry.
Morty, they won't let me voice act in High on Life 2. I had to remember the name because it's not a good name. It's because the humans are like a drug. They're getting high on people who are alive. What if his brains were on the outside? Rating? Not really Oreo, but it's a good cereal. It being Oreo branded makes it feel like a weird novelty that I'm like, I'd try that once. But if it was just a normal cereal that was like in the store with a different name, I would occasionally buy that. But Crave exists, so I would never buy that. Okay, next we got Oreo Socolor Pie. What is that? What's a Socolor Pie?
I don't know.
It's Vietnamese. So when it says, Nhan Dio, marshmallow, Huang Dao, is the marshmallow the translation to English, or is that just also the Vietnamese word for marshmallow? I'll never know. I could check, but I won't. I'll forget by the time this video is done filming. Okay, immediately hit by a burst of like, when you sniff a tin of Quality Street. And there's that whiff of like the strawberry ones. They have like a smell. It's like that. It's got a very strong chocolatey strawberry smell, like right out of the gate. Ooh.
New firmware.
Oh boy, my Elgato has new firmware. So like that. I'm gonna try and take a really nice bite.
It was a terrible bite.
It's awful. I'm so sorry. This is the kind of chocolate that you eat and you're like, is this supposed to taste like this? Is something wrong with it? Has it gone off? They're either an interesting taste that I don't have very often, an exotic chocolate, or it's past the sell-by date and I'm not really sure which. It's like when you eat like a Swedish fish chocolate. It's like, this tastes interesting, but I'm not sure if it's supposed to taste like this. She flinched. She went, what do you think?
I don't like it.
Yeah. Does it taste like an Oreo?
No.
No.
It could be that it actually is for like the Vietnamese market, and maybe Oreos taste different. Does not taste like Oreo at all.
It's nothing. It's 0 on the is it like Oreo scale. As you can tell, I've been gaining a bit of weight, but only because I've been bulking up, motherfucker. You ready, bro? So apparently, there's a type of protein bar called Grenade. Really not subtle. I mean, that's like the ultimate joke is that all the like, power boost energy bars and like protein shakes, they all have like horrible names. Like this is a strawberry protein shake and it's called War or something. So I'm really excited to see how Oreo what they bring to the Grenade table, the Grenable. Oh, it's horrible. I've eaten protein bars before, and there's that initial burst of like bad tasting powder, like slightly off milk powder. But past that taste, there is an Oreo flavor. Of the protein bars I've eaten, and obviously I've eaten many, this is the most flavorful because there is a streak of Oreo-esque goo in there. I take it back. Past the first bite, it's terrible. As protein bars go, first bite, wow, it's a bit like an Oreo. This is way better than the other ones. Wow. Second bite, your taste is reset to higher expectations. And you go, it's not that much like one. And actually, the fact I have to eat this much more of it is bone chilling. It tastes better than the product that it normally is. It's a better thing, but just marginally in a way that makes it almost more disappointing. Because for a split second, it's like you're not eating shit. And like, if anything, isn't that glimmer of hope worse? Do you want to try it?
No.
But you love protein bars. You go to the gym all the time. That's a lie. I'm doing a joke. I'm doing a funny joke. Okay, she's flinched and then she covered her mouth and now she's looking for somewhere to spit it out. There's a bin there. I actually cleaned out the bin in case this had to happen. She's not going to spit it out, but only because there's no bag in the bin and she wants to not inconvenience me that much. Out of politeness, Kat finished that, but she didn't want to. That's the ultimate rating here.
It tastes like a plastic toy.
You eat plastic toys?
No.
Talk more about that.
No.
Do you have your favorite? What's your favorite plastic toy?
Well.
Oh my god, did I get a whole fucking basket of the grenades?
You did.
Oh god. But that's not all! Now we have Oreo White. I'm gonna go ahead and not offer this to you, Kat, because I think we both know how it's gonna taste. It's another solid turd brick, but this time it's a different color. Will it be white on the inside? Or have they just flipped the colors so now it's like dark on the inside, you know? Oh god.
Oh.
Oh, okay, there we go. The fact it separates into like the normal horrible protein bar part that sucks, and then there's like a little bit of like actual something different. This one's better. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. There's gonna be so many spiders in here. This one all tastes like garbage, right? Every element of it is like bad protein bar or the bad proteiny, chocolatey protein that they put on them to make them taste better. Nothing Oreo-y about it. Tastes like shit. This, you can see the turdlet of protein, and it's actually enrobed in like actual chocolate. Like this one, there's an obvious difference. Probably a bad sign that I'm eating around the thing that the Oreo have put Oreo stuff around, but I'm not gonna put that in my mouth. But the surrounding part is pretty good. They figured out how to make a protein bar good. Just put fucking actual chocolate on it. Like, this is probably terrible for you. I want to actually look and see if this has like more sugar in it. Oh my god, wow, yeah. The original one has 21 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar. This one has 20 grams of protein and less than 2 grams of sugar. There's quite a bit less protein in there because we actually put Oreo stuff in, and there's a little bit more sugar in there. And they probably got a different formula for like the chocolatey stuff to like get as much sugar out as possible. It's probably like the kind of bullshit sugar-free chocolate type stuff. But they figured it out. They put a wafer thin layer of actually chocolatey stuff on the protein bar, and that solves it. You could do that with anything healthy and make it taste better. But I do think at a certain point that does defeat the purpose. I was like, what a waste of money to buy both. I was like, why should we rate? But actually, huge difference.
Wait, I want to
try. I mean, don't eat the protein bar part. But like eat some of the top layer. Do the classic Oreo thing and scrape it off the biscuit with your teeth. She's not even going to dignify that with a response. I definitely, finally something that tasted worse than this, so I can actually wash the taste out. Oh, it's growing on me. Now that I've tasted, now I know how much worse it can get. Okay, now that my brain is connected, that it's like a slightly off, like slightly different version of my favorite energy drink, I'm like, ooh. Now, like, I get it. Now I'm like, okay, actually.
Locked in.
Yeah, I'm locked in, yeah. Before I was locked out, but now I found the keys.
So what's your rating?
Of what? The protein bar?
Yeah.
Regular protein bar is dog shit. Every possible way. The white one is like a tier up in every respect. It's more Oreo-y, it's more edible. If I had to eat a protein bar, which even if you're working out, you don't need these. It's a trick. They're fucking you. You know, you can just eat food still. You don't have to completely leave humanity behind. But if you had to eat one, that would be the one. Because it is basically just a protein bar with something actually chocolatey in it. So that's my recommendation. Ow. I guess I gotta work out more. Get me a punching bag full of protein bars. That's their only value. Destroy them. Everyone knows Lunchables, right? You know, they're so good Mr. Beast ripped them off. It's Lunchables, but it's just cheese and crackers and then a mini Oreo. Mini Oreos are just a type of Oreo you can buy.
Snackers.
Snackers. That's
way better than Lunchables.
Snackers is a way better name than Lunchables, yeah.
Very British.
Is that what we call them here, do you think?
Lunchables?
Snackers?
Well, it says Snackers.
I know, but I don't know. Okay, so there's a version of Uno. I'm not sure if they make it. No, not Uno. There's a version of Jenga that like was made by the Uno company, and it's like a Jenga tower, but it's different colors and there's numbers on them, and you have to like take a thing out based on what card you played. In Uno, I think it was called Uno Stacko. And that's such a fucking good name that whenever I see any like snacker or anything like that, I think of Uno Stacko and I go, does that still exist? It was such a confusing game that we just played Jenga with it. Okay, these Oreos are tiny. That's actually really cute. I thought they'd be quite small Oreos, but those are gorgeous. Look at them. Wow. It's so... The ratio of stuff to cookie is completely off. You want a mini version of an Oreo. You want a small Oreo that's like perfectly proportioned as an Oreo. But obviously the only way to truly taste a mini Oreo is to taste it in the intended way. To taste it in the Uno Stacko way, you make a Stacko. Oh, of course. This is just an Oreo, right? Well, that. Another cheese, right? I do like that you're kind of making an Oreo type food with your little tiny little baby snack. You're probably not supposed to make them like this, but if you're a child and you get you're going to make one of these immediately just to know what it's like. It fell apart in my hand, I'm sorry. Oh. The cheesiness and the sugar of the stuff don't go well together at all. As a kid, I loved Lunchables or Snackers or whatever we call them because the ham and it was just so funny. You just eat them, you could just eat the big block of cheese. Snacker was the name of the shark in Banjo-Kazooie, so it's really throwing me off. But there's still one more. Got this. The Oreo donut. The fully spelled the dough in donut. Like, why would you do it like that? It's the 10th of October today. So this is well past the display until date. I don't know when the eat by date is, but I suppose with perishable stuff like donuts, you wouldn't put that on there. You'd be like, buy this and eat it in a day, please. Oh God, and it's been open this whole time. This is meant to be like sealed shut.
Oh no.
So at least like some of but like it's been it must have fallen open at some point. So these are inedible.
Eat it.
It's solid. It's fully solid. It's just snapped in my hands. It's like a brick. And it smells like a donut.
Don't poison yourself. No!
I really like the Oreo, the marketing of the Oreo of like, it's just a giant slab where like any other company would be like, we need to make this more colorful, more interesting looking. They would add some design to it. Oreo commit to making like an ugly shape. I don't know, I kind of admire that. I admire the purity of it. It's ugly in a very decisive way. I might be sick, but I can feel the liquid generating in my mouth when my body's like, oh, do you want to be sick? Here's some spit. I guess this is meant to be bits of Oreo on top, but they just taste like donut topping. It's just, nah. Maybe it'll taste great when it's not 2 weeks out of date. I mean, I hope it does. Oh, my nice bar stool. No! I have one nice bar stool and it's covered in fucking donut shit.
I swear to God. This on camera. It's too gross.
Hello and welcome to night 2 of the tasting. As you can tell, we cleaned up from last night. I was going to vacuum the table, but my Dyson wireless charging vacuum thing ran out. So this is all we've got. So welcome back to me reviewing all of the weird Oreos tie-in foods. And you're probably thinking, Harry, there's loads. But no, you're thinking of other flavors of Oreo, which is beyond the scope of this video. There are too many. So before you ask me, Harry, why aren't you reviewing Oreo's Java chip flavor? Because that's not a weird Oreo tie-in thing. That's just a flavor of Oreo, which is normal. That's just a normal thing. Before you ask Harry, why aren't you reviewing cinnamon bun flavor Oreos? It's because that's just a different type of Oreo. Before you ask, Harry, why aren't you reviewing chocolate peanut butter pie Oreos? that's just a type of Oreo. It's not the peanut butter pie, that's just a flavor of Oreo. I know that's confusing to you Americans, and they put a pie on it just to make it extra confusing, but this is just a flavor of Oreo. Before you ask, Harry, why aren't you reviewing lemon Oreos? The packaging looks different. There's a lemon on it. It's just an Oreo that's lemon flavored with a different color packaging, but it's still an Oreo. Before you ask, why aren't you reviewing the golden Oreos? That's, even though they're the same color, they're a different product. They only have 2 colors in their design spec. It's still just another type of Oreo. Before you ask, why aren't you reviewing birthday party Oreos? That's just a flavor of Oreo. It's not a birthday party in a tube. Before you ask, why aren't you reviewing double cream Oreos? It's because that's just a normal type of Oreo that you've probably already had, and if not, I recommend it because you come to Oreos for the cream. Why do they even make any of these? Before you ask, why aren't you reviewing spooky Oreos? It's because I chose a poor premise. I'm regretting it now because these look quite nice. Halloween flavor vanilla? Like, surely the flavor to beat for like Halloween is pumpkin, like pumpkin spice, pumpkin pie, like.
They have those in the US.
And here we just get spooky vanilla, and you can save money on a trip to Thorpe Park. Does anyone outside of America know Thorpe Park? Do you park heads out there? Do you think about Thorpe Park or Warwick Castle or the dungeons? You know, like. At least Ireland has like Tato World? Like the park heads, they know about that. But does anyone give a shit about Thorpe Park or Warwick Castle or the dungeons? Does anyone care about Alton Towers, or is that just a UK thing? Does anyone outside of the UK know about Gulliver's Land, which is like a rubbish theme park a friend of mine worked at? Apparently someone got beheaded there once.
That sounds fake.
It's the most interesting thing that's happened there is someone might have been killed.
Speaking of death, here's a funny story about the Saw franchise. In Saw 6, there's a flashback to the Jigsaw gang setting up the rack, a trap from Saw 3, but the production crew couldn't find the prop for the trap. And then they found out they had to rebuild it because it wasn't even in the country anymore. It had been shipped all the way to England to be part of Saw the Ride at Thorpe Park. You can see it from the queue here. I didn't even know Saw had a ride. On the most popular video showing it off, a top comment from 2019 mentions there's a dead pigeon in the netting under the track that's been there since 2015. The comment was edited in 2020 to say they went back and the pigeon is finally gone. Someone at Thorpe Park definitely saw this comment and then had to go get rid of a dead pigeon. This is the most interesting thing to ever happen at Thorpe Park.
But before you ask, that's interesting, Harry, but why won't you review the vanilla latte flavor Oreos? The answer is because I'm not a yuppie, but also because that's just a flavor of Oreo. It's not a latte that's Oreo flavored. It's a vanilla latte flavored Oreo, which is different and beyond the purview of this video. Before you ask, why won't you review the mini Oreos? That's because I already just reviewed them in the previous segment by mistake while I was reviewing the Snackers Lunchables. But no, no. Before you ask, Harry, why didn't review the double cream Oreos? But that's the packaging slightly different. So we bought 2. I don't even know why these are different. I don't even get it. What's going on here? But they're still just Oreos. Before you ask, Harry, why wouldn't you review Oreos white and robed Oreos? This isn't an Oreos tie-in with the KKK. This is just a normal Oreo that's covered in chocolate. Delicious, but not different enough to justify me eating. I wasted money and I'm not allowed to eat these for the video. Before you ask, why wouldn't you review Oreos Twists? The vanilla raspberry flavor Oreos? Because they're disgusting, but also because they're still just a type of Oreo. It's technically a double stuff Oreo, but one of the stuffs is a fruit, so why would you want that? Candy shouldn't be tricking me into eating fruit, okay?
Well, you know what we're not showing them are the other 6 birthday Oreo packs that came in the mail.
We bought a 6-pack of the birthday ones. I had to take a single one out to be like, we're not going to review them. But there's like 5 extra packs of birthday Oreos that I wasted. But before you ask, what about the gingerbread? Surely that's kind of like it, because the thing is gingerbread, so it's like an Oreo. No, technically still an Oreo, but with gingerbread. It's not acceptable. What about the chocolate brownie flavor? I'm just going to eat these later, but I'm going to pretend not to for the purposes of this video. Before you ask, Harry, aren't you going to review the festive favorites? Well, even if one of the things in this wasn't an Oreo technically and I could therefore justify eating it, this is just a compilation. You know, that's like asking Harry, why don't you review the Beatles' greatest hits? Because that's not an album. So here's a short list of the things we can't review because there's a million different flavors of Oreo, and if I had to review every Oreo, I would be here all day. The actual video we're supposed to be making is about things that are Oreo flavored but are not Oreos. So I'm glad that I found the thesis of the video on the second day of filming after eating half of them. So now Kat is gonna go to my freezer and get out the things that we're actually reviewing. Nope. Here is what we're reviewing today. Fuck. I thought, oh, there's an Oreo branded ice cream, let's get that. And then Kat motioned me over to another freezer in the supermarket where there were 5 different Oreo themed frozen treats. I need a spoon. I'll be 1 second. Okay. Oreo ice cream with mini cookies and Oreo pieces. Well, you would hope there were bits of Oreo in it. Do you do this? Where you take the lid off, you lick it?
When I was a kid.
You know, I think the microplastics really add to the flavor. It looks very much like ice cream with bits of Oreo in it. This does not taste good.
Really?
The ice cream is weird.
I think you'll find a similar experience with the cones.
We filmed a bunch of stuff yesterday and had all this stuff ready, and then I said goodnight to Kat and I went to bed, and then I woke up, and then I noticed in the living room after I've gone to bed there's a wrapper, and Kat has already eaten one of them. She went to the fridge and just opened it and took one of them. I just think it's really funny that we bought these for this and Kat's just been eating them while I was asleep. Did you take one out while I was away? If you're wondering why the next few handheld shots are really shaky, it's because she's eating one of them with her other hand. The Oreo bits in there don't taste like they came from an Oreo. They just taste like a weird taste. It's not Oreo-y and it's not good, so it's not 0.
Wait, it's not Oreo-y?
It doesn't taste Oreo-y to me. I do really like the Oreo branding of like everything's like solid black. Like this is an ominous looking mini ice cream. And they don't make ice creams like this. I enjoy that. But knowing how products are made, it's like, oh, these 2 differently packaged things made by different companies were made at the same factory and taste identical. Or it could be a situation where these 2 things that look like they're probably the same substance were actually made completely differently. So it's entirely possible this is a different ice cream. Okay, this is better because the chocolate robe is, you taste that along with the ice cream and that really adds to it. This is like really boring. There's not enough bits of, maybe if I dig deeper, you know, there'll be a good bite in there that's got enough Oreo stuff in it to make it taste of something. But this, almost every bite, like with an apple, you're getting some of the skin.
I don't like it because with drumsticks, like, you know, it's like a hard shell, and this is leathery.
Oh my god, this is horrible.
Right? It's like a leathery chocolate enrobing.
I would regret this purchase if I got it. I would be like, I wish I'd got the one of these that's actually good, or a cornetto or something. Do you have cornettos in America?
Yeah, probably. But for us, it's the drumsticks.
So drumsticks, they're like a hard shell.
I've seen you eat one.
And I forgot what they were.
Yes.
You've seen me eat them and I'm just here gaslighting you like, nah, I've never heard of that. No, I remember. I went to see Don't Talk, No Talking Allowed. What's the name of the movie? The movie where you can't say anything because the monsters will eat you.
Oh, Speak No More?
Speak No More?
I don't know.
Is that the sequel to Sleep No More?
What are you talking about?
It's, Nobody Talk, Please, or You'll Be Eaten by My... What's it called? It was like a huge hit. We've all seen it. It had sequels no one saw. The movie where you can't make a noise or they'll kill you.
The silent... The...
It's not The Silence of the Lambs. The Lambs
No,
are not.
obviously not.
Quiet Place.
The Quiet Place!
Yeah,
That's it, A
yeah.
Quiet Place, we got it! I went to see A Quiet Place, and I bought a drumstick, and I thought, this looks really good with the hard chocolate. Well, this is leathery, it's terrible, you're right. And I thought, this is great. So I sit down to watch A Quiet Place, and it's packaged like this. And of course, it's a very quiet movie. No one's making any sound. And I'm just like... So, the first drumstick I ever purchased, I didn't get to eat, because the whole movie, I couldn't bring myself to open it, and by the end it was like just, you know, like molten in the bag. It was so sad. My reference monitor is turned off, so I'm gonna plug more batteries in.
My arms are so weak. I'm like, I need to either get a good exercise regime going. I'm willing to bet on YouTube there's a 12 exercises for your cameraman arm.
I mean, I've seen some boom mic guys with really impressive arms. This is purely for my own edification and not in any way related to the video. I found this when we were shopping for this bit, and it triggered like a whole bunch of memories in me, because basically, like, as a kid, there was this chocolate sauce called Treat. And I think this is actually still Treat, like it's normally called Treat. This one's called Kraken or whatever. But originally they made like a subset of Treat called Treat, Monster Kraken. Is that like a pun on Kraken? I don't know, but it was Kraken like that. And it had like a green claw on it. Like it was the most grotesque looking dessert sauce you could imagine. I can see why they changed it. And it's just like a chocolate sauce that you put on ice cream and then it hardens. And like my cousins had it and I thought it looked really cool, so I got some. My mum put it in the fridge or the freezer and it just hardened. So it was just unusable, and it was always a pain to defrost it before I like put it on something. But I could never find it again, and Googling it, you can't find any images of the bottle, and it's a very specific design I have in my head. It's like it's gone. And the fact that we actually found like the modern version of it, because this is like it was next to a similar bottle that had Treat written on it, so this is clearly it. The fact that it is still in existence, it just doesn't have the bizarre like monster theme anymore, that really tickled me. I'm still trying to figure out why it was like that in the first place. So for my own like personal enjoyment, and I guess for an experiment for this video, I'm going to put this on the ice cream and see if it solidifies and see if it's good, because I want to know. Oh wow, it came right out. It is a full-on liquid. This isn't a sauce. This is the consistency of something that's wet. And while that's hardening, if that indeed is even cold still, because my office is weirdly hot, let's try these ice cream bars. So I'm assuming these are both the same. I'm going to get a mini one out so I don't waste a whole one. Then, you know, theoretically, Kat can eat this later when I'm not looking, when I'm asleep. This is cute. This stuff, Oreo flavored ice cream, total bust, doesn't taste like Oreo, doesn't taste like good ice cream. The one with a bit more chocolate on it is nice, like whatever, that's good. This is an Oreo with ice cream in it. That's so cute and clever. I like this a lot.
Wait, just hold it next to your head for scale really quick.
Here's a moron for scale. Unfortunately, it still is just probably this exact same ice cream, but still. No. It's bad. Like, the like really soft biscuit thing they used. Maybe this is actually Oreo biscuit and this is just the consistency it gets to when you put it next to ice cream and it absorbs it.
Did you want it to be crunchy?
I wanted it to be nice. I wanted it to taste nice. And it's just not. No, the rest. You know, try it.
It's very unremarkable.
Yeah.
Let's see if this improves.
Let's see if this Monster Kraken improves it. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, it hardened to like a solid like shell. Ah. Oh my god. This is terrible.
Because of the...
Why'd you eat it?
I'm not gonna waste it. Whatever they put in that to like trigger the chemical reaction that makes it harden. Absolutely ruins the taste, but the gimmick is so good that I would have killed to have had more of it as a kid. And I kept eating it even though it tasted terrible, because it's still like, that's so cute, it hardened. And I'm still eating it. Ah, something dropped on my foot. I'm not sure what it was. Anyway.
Does it make the Oreo better?
No. These so far are just Oreo ice cream. It's kind of the same ice cream in different forms. Much like humans, how we're all the same person in different forms. The innate ice creamness of these is the same. But now, we're going to try something that threatens to not just be the ice cream with a different packaging. There exists a product we found, and I screamed when we found it, called Oreo cheesecake. We found out, right as we filmed this, that the Oreo cheesecake is meant to not be in the freezer for about 4 to 5 hours before you film. So we took it out and left it near the radiator. So I'm gonna go get it now. Behold. The Oreo cheesecake. We were trying to figure out how to heat it up. We thought, do we put it in the microwave or like the oven, but there's plastic. But then while I was picking it up, I slightly dropped it and I discovered there's a cardboard bottom that comes out.
Oh, shit.
Look at that. That's great. I was really worried as I went to get it. Oh, is this just the ice cream again, but with Oreo bits on top and cheesecake themed? But looking at the color now, this is a unique thing. This is an actual, and it's even kind of Oreo themed because it's like, it's cheesecake. It's cheesecake, but with Oreo on either side. So they've kind of made an Oreo with cheesecake. Oh. That's clever. I like that. You get points for that, Oreo company.
I mean, isn't that just a cheesecake with a crumbled Oreo crust and Oreo crumbles on top?
Yeah, it meets my like minimum standard for like, okay, you did the work there. You didn't just fucking put bits of Oreo in an ice cream, which like thematically there's nothing Oreo about that. This at least is Oreo themed, which I like, even though it's the same bad product in a different form.
Oh.
So now.
Wait. No, do your hands.
Oh yeah. Can we get it in focus?
Hold on.
Get that sweet autofocus.
You know, I'm sure it's fine. Okay.
Oh man. That is actually just like a pretty good cheesecake. It's made of the same stuff that the ice cream Oreos are made with. Obviously this is just those, but like, you know, crumbled down. That slightly weird taste on top of the normal cheesecake taste is actually really nice. That's a cheesecake with a little Oreo-y twist. I like it. That's all right. And that's, so finally we've kind of had all of them. But wait, Harry, you forgot about the tie-in they did with McDonald's. They did a McFlurry with Oreos in it. Oh, what about that? Why didn't you try that? Your video's incomplete. Well, guess what, you fucking idiot? I knew you were going to say that. There's been an Oreo McFlurry on the floor this whole time. I put it there, out of the shot, for this bit. And in case you're wondering, people who care about Kat's health, yes, while she came to visit me to work on videos, she, you know, obviously wanted to eat well and enjoy British culture. And yes, that does mean that tonight I ordered McDonald's and she didn't get to have that. It just looks like a McFlurry with bits of the same fucking crumbled up Oreo that the others had. But this feels harder. I think that, okay, they've done it. This is an actual crumbled up piece of Oreo instead of whatever this is. Like, it's clearly not the same thing. Like, it's kind of mushy garbage. I'm now second guessing myself now. Does the Oreo machine that makes all of this crap, is there one Oreo biscuit and they crumble it up and they put it in the ice cream and then it just goes to shit because it absorbs all the liquid? Or is there a different ice cream biscuit thing they make that's not as good that they put on this, that's like softer? You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? I don't know. They clearly crumbled up an Oreo to put in the McFlurry, so it's harder and it hasn't become mushy garbage yet. And that is going to be an interesting taste. I can't wait to try this. Okay, taste texture-wise, eating ice cream and biting in and getting actual solid biscuit bits, really nice, interesting taste. Unfortunately, Oreo biscuits do not taste of that much. Without the white stuff, the biscuits are not fun to eat. So putting them in ice cream is just like, congratulations, we put dust in your ice cream. Like, it's pointless. Interesting, like, texture-wise, but the Oreo biscuits just don't taste of that much. Am I right? Would you eat the Oreo biscuits on their own without the white stuff? I would eat the stuff on its own, but that's because I'm an animal. But the biscuits themselves are like, I don't know.
Oh, that crunch is good though.
If I was health conscious, if I was like, I don't want my body to die, I would probably not eat this. I would spend my like calorie points on stuff that was better than this. None of this has been worth eating, except the Oreo cheesecake. Surprise winner. It's nice, and even though the Oreo parts don't really add anything to it, the little tiny bit they do add is like just enough. If I wanted to eat a cheesecake, which I actually don't very often, but if I did, I get this one. So finally, we have discovered the one Oreo tie-in product that is like a thing that deserves to continue existing.
So wait, in our like ranking system.
Oh, I completely forgot about the ranking system.
Here, quick.
I don't know. It's an 8 out of 10. What I like 10 is like, if I give it a 10, I'm like, this is perfect cheesecake. And I'm not even a cheesecake aficionado, so I can't give anything a 10.
You didn't give anything a number until now.
I also didn't give anything a number. This gets maximum for taste, maximum for Oreo theming and tasting of Oreo. This is across the board the top in all whatever categories I end up making for this. This gets points for theme and a couple for taste. The ice cream itself gets no points for anything. It's garbage. McFlurry gets a point for taste, but not for theme. You just put bits of Oreo in an ice cream. What are you doing? And the mini ice creams get more points than the regular ice cream sandwich. The mini ice cream sandwiches get more points because they waste less of my time, because they don't take as long to eat. I'm actually really curious now about the ratio of ice cream to...
So you're gonna waste it anyway.
Yeah, well, I was curious about the ratio of biscuit, because as we saw with the mini Oreos, they're garbage because they're like 90% biscuit and 2% stuff, and it's terrible. I want to know the percentage of like this ice cream sandwich, slightly melted, sorry, versus the mini, right? So that ratio is pretty, whatever. And the mini ones, did we still have any mini one left? Okay, so the ratios are exactly the same, I think. Oh no, I think it's an inverse version of the normal Oreo conundrum, the Oreo dilemma. Like, in the actual for real Oreos, the mini ones have way too much biscuit. And in this, I think they have more stuff, and the biscuit is like a little bit thinner vertically, as well as horizontally, obviously. So the mini Oreo wins out because there's a bit less biscuit, and the biscuit isn't very good. This is ideally what you would want from an actual Oreo. Like,
if the biscuit was good.
If the biscuit was good, then you'd want this, obviously. But it's not good. Like, I can feel it. It's literally turning to shit. I could bend this instantly. Like, it's nothing. It's nothing to me. It's weak. Like, the word Oreo has been, like, kind of already distorted by my hand touching it. It's already, like, giving way in my grip. And my grippers are, like, nothing,
Your grippers.
My grippers, I'm not going to eat anymore because it's not that good, and I am aware of how fat I am. So I'm going to, stop.
I noticed, like, while you were filming that you're kind of themed,
Yeah.
Like, you are the inverse Oreo.
Oh my god, you're right. Oh, wow.
Goodness.
Goodness. Wow. I'm the anti-Oreo man, and I'm here to tell you that these products, not good. I still bought them. They have my money. But maybe you can save your money by not buying these things that probably won't even be for sale by the time this video is done. The myth of Sisyphus was written a long time ago, but it still retains relevance. And I have Oreo to thank for that. I was going to say that's all of the Oreo-themed things we have. But my friend Owen, who runs the amazing YouTube channel Infinite Review, which you should check out, has just sent me this thing, trying to outdo me. He's in Ireland and they have this fun thing. It's some kind of, you get to build a tractor out of components, and one of the components is an Oreo. He tried to one-up me, be like, nah, look what we have and you don't, your review is incomplete. Wrong. That's just Oreos that you put on a tractor. That's not a different, that's not an Oreo-themed thing. It's just a component of a candy vehicle. That's not anything. It's nothing. You're nothing to me, Owen. But thank you very much for sending me that picture. It's a shame because you can with a good McFlurry, you can pick away at it for ages, put it back in the freezer. You know, this is just, it's going to get worse over time because it's just the Oreo cookie bits are going to become garbage. So it's not that good. I think Oreo is just fundamentally not a transferable product. It works as a biscuit with stuff in it. You can maybe mess with the flavor of the biscuit and the stuff, as we can see with a million different kinds and the flour now. But as it's not a transcendent product. You can't make a different thing with it. It just doesn't work. The experiment has failed. The American experiment has failed, much like the Oreo. Thank you very much for watching, because I think we're done. We got them all, right?
Oh no.